Hello Internet, welcome back to our Cataclysm tutorial series. In last episode we had some issues with turrets and lighting, and I'm going to cut most of that out. But it's, basically we were being lit up when we weren't really in a place where we should have been lit up, and just some other things. So other than that, we cleared out this little barracks area by killing these two tanks. Now I did want to state, I often refer to, if we come up here, these rooms as barracks. Anytime we see these beds lined up and they have clothing and dressers and stuff, here's another example. I often refer to these as barracks. That's just the language that I use is barracks. These are not officially called barracks. I'm sure they're called something like bedrooms or sleeping rooms or something like that. This, where we are now, is what is actually the barracks. And I say that because this is where the military personnel in the lab would spend their time. This is broken down into a couple different things. So if we go out here and we interact with this, you'll see it says it's a barracks. So once we come in here, this is the barracks area. Again, generally there's a door here, and generally there's a door here. So in order to get in, you usually have to pickaxe through the wall or hack the computer. We found a variant that actually is open, so we didn't have to worry about any of that. And again, we checked for the turret. Normally there's a turret in this middle section somewhere. I think they can also spawn at the corners, or maybe that was just because of them spawning out of place. Usually they're right in the center here. So there's nothing here for us to be afraid of at this point. When you open up a barracks, there can be a lot of stuff in here. The tank drones, I used to think were the worst thing you would find, but I guess that's not true because we took them out pretty easily. There are also special forces type soldier zombies that can spawn in here. Regular soldier zombies can spawn in here. So if you're coming in and you're just using a melee weapon, this is not a good place for you to be. If you have a gun, it's pretty easy. You pickaxe it open and wait for the soldier zombies and let them trickle out, and you shoot them, and it's not that big of a deal as long as you stay away from them. The drones I'm much more concerned about and would not feel comfortable approaching. We did see them release a grenade hack, which is pretty dang scary and will absolutely wreck a character. So I don't know how much I don't know if you should engage them or not. I did, but I think we got lucky, and it was after we died once. So I don't know that as a regular character that I would risk it, but for the tutorial series, it's fine for me to do that, I think. And then the barracks is broken down into these little rooms, and then over here is like a larger officer's room. And that's the gist of it. And then there's toilets back here as well. Normally when I come into a barracks, I will pickaxe through the door. It's not that big of a deal. Sometimes if I want extra safety, I will come through the wall, because if you come through the wall, there will be rebar left behind, and zombies generally can't break the rebar very easily. So the basic zombies are not that concerning. And I don't believe hacks and things can go through them. So what you can do is pickaxe through the wall. If this guy starts, is here, you can shoot him through the wall. If he releases a hack, you can back way up and shoot the hack. And I don't know if they explode or if they just die. But either way, it keeps you from being in a blast radius for the most part. So that's a little bit of a safer way to go, is to go through the wall. I usually don't do that. And then when I'm ready to pickaxe into the armory, what I usually do is come to this toilet, pickaxe into this corner, and then clear that out. So I can step into the corner and get eyes on peek into the corner and get eyes on the lab or the armory. And then once I see it's safe or whatever, then you peek even further and you get eyes on the room completely. Then if there's a turret, I will... It really depends on my situation and what the room looks like. Sometimes you can deal with them. Sometimes you just don't have that opportunity. Like here, we would be in... Oh, it says it's a bright tile despite having showing shadows here and there. These are all listed as somewhat bright tiles. So I'm not sure what the best method of attack would be. I guess it would depend where the lights are in this room. And again, you cannot shoot these lights, so it's not like we could shoot out the lights. There was a PR that was supposed to make it so you can shoot out the lights, but I've never been able to do that. So I'm not sure. Elevation, I don't know how I would aim at the light, but there was a PR that said they are now shootable, but I've never been able to figure that out. So it really depends what the interior of this little armory area looks like, but I almost always come in the corner just for safety, that little extra precaution. And honestly, there have been times when I pickaxe through the wall over here, and this is a very brightly lit area with a turret, and there's just no way I can kill the turret, so I just leave, and it's like, okay, oh well, you know, that sucks, but what are you gonna do? And you just leave. So the barracks have a lot of value. They're one of the more valuable places in the lab. Number one, the barracks themselves, these little bedrooms, have a lot of military gear in them. Apparently that includes the vest, which is, you know, very powerful. But it also contains things like holsters, army helmets. Very good place to find those things if you're not able to find them. Previously, I would pick up all of the combat boots because there are combat boots in basically every locker here. And I would just gather them up into a pile and then butcher them because they give a lot of Kevlar. Cut up everything. You'll see we got a lot of Kevlar and a lot of leather from this. So this was where I got the majority of my Kevlar. Now that we have these ESAPI vests, I'm pretty sure you can just take those apart. Oh, no, it gave us empty vests. Yeah, but can I cut up the vest? Synthetic fabric. That's interesting. So yeah, whatever. If you're looking for a Kevlar, the boots are a good place to find it. Because these barracks, again, there's like 6 or 8 pairs of boots in this barracks that'll give you a lot of Kevlar. Plus, there are usually multiple barracks in a lab. So you can get a lot of Kevlar here. I usually do that like once. I'll take a big set of Kevlar back up to the car or whatever. But you can find other things, including firearm books, knee pads, good find, tack gloves, the vests. I don't know if there are Kevlar vests that we will find here or not. I really do prefer the Kevlar vest over these new vests. So we'll just keep looking around. Looks pretty standardized for military gear. This may have been reworked when they reworked soldier zombie drops because it looks like it contains a lot of the soldier zombie item groups. Used to be you could find guns in this as well, but it looks like there's really none of that. It seems like it's all just military clothing, which is not super relevant for me. We already have most of the stuff we would want here. We would like some stuff on our arms, but we can't really. We're not going to find that. So we come in the armory, or I believe it's called the magazine. If we go out here and interact with this computer, it will tell us what it's called. It is called a magazine. You have the option of hacking that door, which if you clear the door, I believe it disables the turret, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever done that. And then in here we will find a lot of firearms and ammunition. Now we'll find magazines like this. This is a shotgun, like drum mag essentially. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a rail gun apparently. And you'll find a clip, you'll find loose ammunition, you'll find guns themselves. Apparently you'll find mods as well. Looks like there's a sheath here, which we don't really care about. 5x50 millimeter flechette. So it's a good time to mention the caseless rifles. A lot of the higher end guns in this area are going to be caseless rifles. These are 5x50 millimeter armor piercing flechette cartridges. I'm pretty sure that these are caseless. I believe all the 5x50 millimeter are caseless. But this is one of the guns, for example. Here we found some 5.56, but that's laughable compared to the amount the turrets give. Signal flare, Remington, HK magazine, another flechette gun. Is that the same gun? It looks like the same gun. 8x40 millimeter caseless also for sure is the caseless ammunition. These used to be my go-to, were the caseless rifles. We can pick these up, it's just our weight that's the problem. Scar mag, TAC 50 mag, I don't really care about a lot of this. Definitely you want to pick up as much of the ammunition as you can. Here we got the battle rifle. This was my preferred gun prior to the 5.56 ammunition changes. There's an MRE and a magazine for a Barrett. So really not a very good Armory, to be honest, we did get the battle rifle, which is one of my favorite guns. It fires the 8x40. Where's it at? 8x40 millimeter caseless. Prior to 5.56 dropping from every turret in enormous numbers, the caseless were like the most reliable ammunitions to find, because basically every armory would have some of them. Like here, if we go by what we found, we have some of the 5x50 millimeter, which I guess is the shotgun version. Then we have the 8x40 millimeter, and here we have 33 rounds of that, so not a lot. But they also spawn in stacks of like 50 or 100 or something like that in the armory, so you can often find a lot of it. We actually just really didn't find any this time around. But we got quite a bit of guns here, some of which has ammo, some of which does not. Really lackluster, in fact, from the ammo perspective. You would normally expect to see a lot more than that in this armory. So that's something that in the future, when we clear other armories, we should really be careful. Oh, we're lit up here. I guess it's just light in this area. We really want to be careful moving back through the lab, because we did see some turrets as we were moving around. Like, I think there's a turret right here that we had seen previously. So let's move up here. Just be careful. Okay. No bullets. Anything that doesn't shoot me is good news. Just being a little careful. It's been a few days since I played. I don't really remember where everything was. So I'm just being cautious because of the turrets that we know are around here somewhere. And we'll head back upstairs and drop off the guns we picked up. Yeah, the battle rifle is a good gun. It was my favorite gun prior to the SIG having so much ammo being available for it. So it is something to think about. The caseless rifles are pretty good all-around guns. They the other reason I really like them is for... Where's it at? Here we have a 100-round clip for the battle rifle. In fact, I think this is not a clip at all. I think it's the drum mag. I don't think it's the stick magazine. Let's take a look at this. Actually, unload and look at it. Why? It is just a magazine. I thought it was... it's a box magazine. Okay. So maybe I'm thinking of... Is there a larger clip than that? Whatever. The point is, you can get a couple 100-round magazines for this pretty easily. Let's just reload. No, reload. There you go. And just drop this on the pile and pick our SIG back up. No. What happened to my... Oh, it's in my hand still. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, so it's really easy to get large clips for those as well. They're pretty powerful. If you look at the battle rifle, it deals... Where is range damage? 52. Looks like this got a rework. This looks different than I remember it looking. Maybe it's just the layout looks different now, but it definitely is different than it used to be. But yeah, the battle rifle, 52 damage. That's more than the 5.56, of course, which probably deals like 35. Whereas 42 damage. Okay. I mean, it's pretty comparable. And 5.56, again, is so plentiful at this point that 5.56 becomes the only kind of gun that you end up using. It's disappointing and a little overpowered, but at the same time, you know, you do have to earn it. You have to kill the turret in order to actually get access to it. You have to find a 223 gun, which often means killing some enemies. I thought if we just headed out, we might find something animal-wise to murder. A beagle, eh? Pupper, you shouldn't have come over here. I'm out hunting. You should have known better. Sorry, bro. Let's go ahead. Our rifles has increased to 1. We hit him for 62 damage. Go ahead. Can we full butcher him? Raccoon spotted? No. We'll take care of you later. Dangerously close. No. The raccoon, we dodged the raccoon. Why are you attacking me, you little shit? Go ahead and put down the raccoon. Oh, you're going to run away? You took a bullet and now you want to run away. Should have thought about that before you came over here and attacked me. Let's go ahead and... Okay. Tried removing an item from object which did not contain it. I actually don't know what would cause that. So I'm not sure what happened there. So that's not great. We're not going to get a lot of meat out of this. We did pulp it by hitting it with such a high damage weapon. So it looks like we actually did get chunks of meat, which is nice. As well as some organ meat. I usually don't take the organ meat. I'm not real keen on eating the fat either. We do need some calories, so we'll take the fat. And the raccoon, as we discussed before, they don't really give a lot of meat, but we'll give it a go. Every time we butcher something, I believe it increases your your survival skill slightly. We are at survival 3. I don't know when that happened. Did that also happen when we dealt with the beagle here? Harvest what you can, but it's badly damaged. Yeah, being pulped means we get less from it. I guess we didn't level up our survival. Kind of looked like we did, but okay. So what did we get here? Just more scraps of meat. That's okay. We got something to eat, which was the whole point of this. So we'll just head back down here. And we'll cook this in our nice new kitchen unit. We should have a pot nearby, which is fine. So we should be able to make meat products. Why is this not taking up my whole screen? What is happening down there? Why is this happening? I did update today. Maybe I should not have meat. Okay, not sure what's going on down there. Let's go ahead and cook the meat. Dispose, store in inventory. Okay, cook the scraps of meat as well. We have, how long does it take? 3 minutes. Yeah, absolutely do all of those. That'll be fine. And let's make cracklins as well out of the fat. Cracklins are not good for you, but they have a very large calorie count and they produce a decent quantity per chunk of fat. So we had 1 chunk of fat, we got 7 cracklins out of it, and each cracklin has 275 calories. So it's not something you want to fill your character up with because it's fat and it's inherently bad for you. But if you're looking for extra calories, it's a good thing to do every now and then. So we eat some cooked meat. We eat pretty much all the scraps, and we'll eat 1 cracklin. Yeah, just the one. Just the one is fine. We'll have something to drink here. Looking for water. Clean water. Yes. And we will have some stuff to drink, and we're full up. We're going to keep the meat in our inventory, I think, just so I remember it's here. Stop wielding cracklins. Go back to the gun. We're just going to go back down in the lab and continue exploring now that we've taken care of our hunger and thirst. Yeah, I mean, that's the barracks. It was a little bit of a lackluster one. We usually would find more stuff than that. It's not bad by any stretch. We still walked away with some ammo and stuff. Man, these lights make me so nervous. Where's the light in here? I want to destroy the light. Because, again, there's a turret down there. And I'm afraid we'll open the door and walk through and get shot because of the lighting. Because we've been having issues with the lighting and things. So let's just head back more or less to the area we were in. Containment, I don't really care about that. Just was surprised we had never really looked through it. So we could head north here. Could head west here. Probably should be using my flashlight. Okay, just a little lab. Desk room. First responder handbook. Top gear we'll take. I don't usually take soda. We don't need another lab coat. Don't really need any of this. Peak. No peak. Nothing. Peak. Should be a teleporter in here. Yeah. Peak. Oh, good. Another little section here. What are you? Another barracks. Excellent. Oh, except now I have to go back for my pickaxe. Ah, yes. So we'll go back upstairs. We will show you how I would normally clear a barracks without the benefit of having one already open for us. So we are going to need at least 2 charges of our jackhammer. So hopefully we have a full charge in our jackhammer. I really don't remember if I fully charged it or not. It's just so tedious to sit around and wait for that to charge, as we've discussed multiple times. So head up here. And we'll check on the jackhammer. Not quite full, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and turn on the engine, turn on the recharger, and then just sit around for like 30 minutes while this charges. Yeah, what is happening here? I don't know what is being removed from an object which does not contain it. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But it is concerning. We are back to getting updates now that 0.E released. So we're getting updates and things that are, potentially could break the game. So, great. Let's grab our jackhammer. Again, unfortunately, very heavy object, but we're going to go down and try to beat our way into the barracks over here. Hopefully without incident. The armories do not always contain a turret. They do really a lot of the time. I would say the majority of the time they are going to contain a turret in that back area where the armory is. But sometimes they don't. And again, sometimes they have historically spawned out of position, which kind of makes it a little tricky to know exactly where you're going. So what I would like to do is wait a little bit. Let's wait 5 minutes. Okay, if there were zombies in here, we would probably have heard them smashing furniture. So if you wait for a period of time, they will inevitably they will smash some of the furniture, the beds, the dressers, things like that. So if you wait for a little while and you don't hear anything, it's most likely either clear or it contains a robot that is not making noise. So it's tricky. And again, the smart thing is to go through the wall. I'm just going to go through the door. We're also going to smash this because I don't want the light here to illuminate us, just on the off chance something really terrible is through there. We do have our gun, so I'm not really super, fearful. I hate that there's a light in here. There doesn't seem to be a turret. I'm going to immediately cross to the light, though, and smash it so that we can be a little bit safer. I don't believe turrets will ever spawn in the rooms, and I've never, I don't think, seen a turret in this area. So it seems unlikely that there would be a turret in the barracks area, but it's usually worth, precaution, just to be safe. So we're going to check all these rooms before we walk blindly into them. Okay. And yeah, appears to be safe. Do some peekage. Okay. So this is clear. Once again, we would search all these if we were looking for particular gear. Still not seeing any guns in them. Here's a gun, MK23, the world's only crew-served pistol, massive pistol designed as a primary weapon for special operators. We'll take it. I don't know that I'm going to use it. 45 is not the most common ammo. But again, if we were looking for things like a holster, or we hadn't found knee pads yet, or combat boots, or whatever, they're pretty common here. We also found a 9mm, also a handgun, I believe. M17 is a pistol, yes. The bayonet manual is a piercing weapon, skill to 3. Currently, our skill is already 3, and the fact that we know that means we've already read this book, so no reason to pick that up. But we'll go ahead and continue checking the lockers here. Nothing I want. Auto Magnum is the 8x40 caseless. So these super pistols can also be found in the game, and then you can remove their ammo for use with the caseless rifles, which is another reason I really like the caseless rifles, because you will often find those in these lab barracks, is those super pistols that have the 40mm, 8x40mm caseless ammunition. So let's go ahead and pickaxe into the corner here. Yep, and we're going to need to smash the rebar cage, so we'll go ahead and grab a plank here and wield the plank, and we're going to have to be real careful because we don't want to be exposed to a possible turret. We also don't want to lose our breath here. We are overburdened as well, so our smashing is depleting a lot of our stamina. We can actually solve that by dropping the jackhammer temporarily. I'm always hesitant to drop them because I don't want to forget where they are. So we can smash for longer now without becoming super winded. Get our stamina back. This is not going very well. This rebar seems very resilient. There, we succeeded. Go ahead and wait. Place the plank over the pit as we saw previously. And we will pick up the jackhammer again because I'm so afraid of losing it. Turn on our flashlight. On the plus side, there doesn't seem to be light in this room. Okay, so we shouldn't be seen by anything here. Peek. We're not seeing a turret. It looks clear. And there's no light. So at minimum, we should be able to turn this off and step inside. Let's come over here and flash again. Yeah, no turret so far. Unless there's one at the bottom here. Which it is a little dangerous to flash this way. But okay. So we can see that this is clear. So we would do the same thing we did before. Go looting. Explosive slugs, absolutely. Magazine, I don't really care about. The M11OA plus 4 is unfortunately the way. So here's that really mega drum magazine that I was talking about. So 250 rounds in your caseless rifle is pretty great. This gun is one of the only guns that spawns in this area that has modifications on it. That is what the plus 4 indicates, is that there are 4 modifications on it. Yeah, they've definitely reworked the layout of the gun description screen, because here it gives a description of each mod that's on this gun currently. So I don't often use these just because, but they do come with a suppressor, which is something that I somewhat value. Really the only gun mod I ever bother with. Ammo I don't really care about. M249, this is the 5.56 rifle that is mounted on the turrets that we've been killing. So that's something. This is the machine gun. You'll see it actually uses an ammo belt here, which is not something I'm interested in. I don't really want to take this. It's like 4 volume and like 18 pounds. Yeah, I don't really want that. Smart play would be to take the bullets out of it, but again, 5.56 is so plentiful, it's kind of laughable to think that you might need to take the 9 rounds out of it. Another Barrett magazine, ESR magazine. Again, really no ammunition here, so I don't know if that's just bad luck or if they've reworked it, because it used to be, was a really great place to find bullets, and we're actually not finding really anything I want. I don't know if we have 308 rifles, so we'll take this one. C4 is pretty nice. 8x40 millimeter tracer, so here we did find a stack of 8x40 millimeter gun ammunition, so not bad, but 20 rounds is pretty negligible. And we did find a Barrett. This is the incredibly powerful sniper rifle that most people are familiar with. Definitely take one of these if you find it. It does fire 50 cal, which can be a little hard to find, but the actual damage, if we scroll down, the damage of this weapon is 126, so about 3 times what our current weapon is. In our overrun playthrough on my channel, we were using one of these pretty much the whole time, and they were one-shotting the majority of enemies. And of course, if you get a critical, it's basically a guaranteed kill on most things. So definitely take the Barrett. It is a huge gun, and it is quite heavy, so we may have some trouble moving back upstairs with our current burden. But yeah, this has been another pretty garbage armory. Finding the 50 cal is great, but we already had a 50 cal. You'll see our stamina is draining just from walking around because of the burden we're under. So we're just gonna walk a little bit and then rest, and then walk a little bit and then rest. You could just drop some stuff on the ground and haul it all back using the hauling menu. I generally don't do that unless I absolutely have to, because I don't like throwing crap on the ground. It just doesn't feel very satisfying. So connection failed, abort, retry, or fail. Oh, it was below us, so it was on a different Z level than we're on currently, so not really a concern. Yet again, we're getting that error. Really wish I knew what that was about, but oh well. And we'll come over here. We should have enough stamina to please stop with the error messages. Very irritating. Go ahead and drop this stuff. No, do not drop the medical supplies. Drop this stuff, except for the meat. No, not the jackhammer either. Drop the ammo, drop all this, drop all this. I really don't use the Barrett. I know that it's a really good gun. I know that people really like it. I just don't have that much 50 cal most of the time. If we search for 50, really, why doesn't that show up? It doesn't search the ammo, I guess. That's a bit of a bummer. How do I There's a way to search. It doesn't matter. We don't really have a lot of 50 cal. If we had the ammo loose, it would have shown up when I searched for it. But it's not counting the weapons. So all we have on us right now are 4 rounds of 50 cal. We do have some more back at base, but it's still not really something I would use very often. And basically, the 50 cal is incredibly powerful, can kill a lot of enemies, but it's like overkill for most of the basic enemies. So why would you carry it with you when 90% of what you see you're not going to use it on anyway? You're basically carrying this huge gun in your inventory or strapped to you for that rare occasion when you need it. And so it becomes kind of self-defeating. Why would I constantly have 15 extra liters or whatever in my inventory and 20 extra pounds or whatever it is in my inventory for that rare occasion? It just doesn't feel worth it to me. So it's another reason I prefer the SIG, is because it's a good all-around weapon. It can damage the enemies that have high armor. You can still kill them. With the SIG, it just takes longer. It's not overkill, so most basic enemies you can kill really easily with the SIG. And again, the ammo is so plentiful that makes it incredibly valuable. So we cleared 2 barracks in this episode. Both were a little disappointing from an ammo perspective, but we did find some nice guns, as well as some magazines and some extra ammo and stuff. So it's not like it was a complete bust. They're just not as valuable as they used to be, because it used to be one of the best places to find ammo, and now the turrets are the best place. So I think that's going to do it for now. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I'll be back with more Cataclysm tutorial content in the near future, and I will see you in the next episode.